Hello everyone, we did our project on the Ebola virus. Starting off with some history about the virus, the first known outbreak happened in the Republic of Sudan and Congo in 1976. Afterwards, there were outbreaks in places such as Yambaku, Nzara, and close to the Ebola River, hence the name. The Ebola virus disease is caused by infections spawning from the family of Filoviridae, its genus being Ebola virus. There are a total of 6 different species within the EVD. The first one discovered was Zaire, which is known as the most deadly of the species, being that its fatality rate went up to 90% at its worst. Next would be the Sudan Ebola virus, which is really quite similar to the Zaire strain, but it does have a much lower fatality rate. The third might be one of the rarest one out of the 6, being that it was only recorded once in 1994 by a Swiss researcher who did the autopsy on a dead chimp in Tai National Park, which, hence the name Tai Forest virus. The Bundibugyo virus was discovered in 2007 by an outbreak that happened in Uganda. 40% of the cases resulted in death. These 4 species are known to affect humans, while Reston and Bombali are not known to cause disease to humans. The Reston Ebola virus first appeared in Reston, Virginia, through monkeys imported from the Philippines, while Bombali was discovered in 2018 in Sierra Leone, West Africa, by bats. The Ebola virus has a capsid which is surrounded by a lipid layer, which makes it an enveloped virus, and it has a helical shape. These are just a couple pictures showing the virus under a microscope, some more in depth than others. The Ebola virus is highly contagious. Its initial transmission is animal-to-animal transmission, for example, bats and primates such as apes, chimps, monkeys. Once acquired, the virus can be passed from human to human. Infection samples have been obtained from breast milk, saliva, urine, cerebrospinal fluid, blood, and eye fluid as well. Since this virus can be passed through semen, it does make it sexually transmitted, but there is still not evidence that females can pass it through vaginal secretions, however. This right here just shows the virus ecology and transmission. It basically goes in depth on each form of transmission, such as animal to animal, the spill event, which turns from animal to human, which then of course goes to human transmission. Like all pathogens, the Ebola virus must go through 4 stages of pathogenesis to cause disease, being exposure, adhesion, invasion, and infection. Once exposed through the various means which were stated, the virus moves to the adhesion stage, utilizing spikes and glycoproteins located in its envelope to bind to the host cell. After the invasion stage is initiated, which fusion between the viral envelope and the host cell membrane ensues, allowing virus to dump its contents into the cell. The viral contents will then be taken up into the endosome, crossing the endosomal membrane in order to reach the cytoplasm, where it will then replicate, thus leading to infection. There have been roughly 40 Ebola virus outbreaks from 1976 to 2021, and there are currently 2 outbreaks happening in Guinea and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The average fatality rate is about 50%. As of 2020, there have been a total of 33,604 EVD cases, with 14,742 of them being fatal. We have categorized the signs and symptoms into 3 categories: gastrointestinal, full body, and general or common signs and symptoms. Some gastrointestinal symptoms may be nausea, vomiting, at times blood, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Next would be some whole body symptoms such as unexplained hemorrhaging or bleeding from orifice, chills, fever, muscle aches, pains, bruising, loss of appetite, sweating, and general malaise or discomfort. Some general signs and symptoms include hemoptysis or coughing up blood, sore throat, red spots on skin, confusion, or headaches. This picture here shows some development of symptoms and the stages of the virus. As you can see, it starts off as a common cold, but later progresses into a more serious disease. Some treatments of EVD include providing fluids and electrolytes such as body salt through oral route or IV, medication to control vomiting and blood pressure, some therapeutics, some zip medication, or some single monoclonal antibody. Some Ebola preventions may include, avoiding countries that have outbreaks of Ebola, to contain the spread. We all know quarantine and isolation. Avoid contact with blood or bodily fluids if possible, when possible. Getting the Ebola vaccine, which is fairly new. Avoid contact with bats, non-human primates such as monkeys, chimps, apes. Some diagnostic tests that can be done to, diagnose for Ebola virus would be the antibody capture enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, antigen caption detection test, serum neutralization test, reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction assay, electron microscopy, virus isolation by cell culture, and, many others. In conclusion, Ebola virus is also known as EVD. It's a rare but critical illness that often leads to death in humans. Most of the Ebola outbreak has been, in Africa over the last several years. It is extremely important to seek medical attention right away when experiencing EVD symptoms in order to get the proper treatment early on for a better outcome. Remember, always practice good hygiene. If someone is sick with any of these symptoms, get them help right away. Thank you.